Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today is day 3 and we are back with the questions for our week 1, which is Python refresher. And we are going to start with today JSON and reading the file, and we are going to solve approximately 5 questions, but if we are not exceeding with the questions, I probably pick one or two. Well, let's find out. Okay, let's go to our notebook. And the first question, so it goes, write a function to check if JSON is valid. So how if you have worked with the JSON format, I have one file with me which is in JSON form. We have seen this earlier also. It's a file I downloaded for states and the code. So we have all the states from US and all its relative codes and the area codes and the abbreviations. Now we go back and we first try to read this JSON file from our local. So for that I'm going to use with the with function. So with open, the name of my file is states.json and read. So I'm gonna get this file. And print the type of file. So for now I'm gonna print the type of file and the data type of the file, what exactly it is, reading and to states. Let me quickly check the path for my file. Okay, so my file wasn't placed in the correct path. I'll again try to read it. Okay, so now I can see it's saying as it is reading the file first. Let's print it. Okay, so we are able to read the JSON file. Uh, I'll I'll also try to load it. Use the load function rather than read function. Load as string and then try to see. It's a text reader. I'll import the JSON library first. Import. Now try to read it. Load as string the that is the correct syntax. Let me check what is the JSON dumps. Okay, JSON. Then we try to see load. Just try to see JSON not loads. And it will load it as a file. Let's go back. Other way around. And we'll try since we are just checking it's valid or not. Probably I'll try to see checker score JSON, and we'll try to use the with function first. With is a context manager, yeah, something. And yeah, it should be load first thing, the other thing it should be, and we want to use the library JSON. Basically, if you are not using the JSON library, shall I import it inside? What if the person who is using this function is not? Yeah, I mean, how it? Okay, and we want to store it somewhere. Just use another variable for now, where 60 basically. Okay, and let's try to print also where 60. What I didn't. And I'm gonna specify the name explicitly here, so I'll keep it name. and pass the name here and name. So whatever name we pass and name inside the name, they're gonna check. Okay, use the function. Okay, so it is able to read. Now, since this is a what we say, this is a we need to validate it. So I'll just use try and catch also. I mean basically try and exception, except, and for any exception, we're gonna catch the exception. Exception as e something like that when printing e not as go back to Google saver try catch first link second link try exception type as easy set everything. See, I'm forgetting like there's a function or there is a specific class which actually catch any sort of error. It's just exception error constraint source exception link. Okay, yeah, exception as okay, now we need to print the exception. So let's run it again. And instead of passing the correct lesson, what I'll do, I'll pass something from your txt file. I'll quickly paste the txt file. Yes, for the temporary file, I have created one test file with some random text, and I'm going to use this text inside the context manager. I'm using here. So instead of sales.json, it will be test.txt. Okay, so we're getting some error, extra data line 1, column 2. So which means it's not able to read this in a this in form. Okay, this is the error we are getting, this is the exception we are getting. So if you're not able to get the data, I'll also try something if JSON is valid. Yes, usually it's a JSON file you're gonna read. So keep it like this. If not JSON, then this is the exception we are getting, extra data line 1 without, and then try to see what we're getting. Just for test purpose, you can always keep it short. So we are not able to get the data. So this is JSON decode error is what we're getting. I try to pass it as exception. So I'll pass it as exception here and then again try to run my code. We need to put it in. Let's try it. Okay, now getting like that don't inherit this class. Okay, which means it's no such error. Let's go back again to search engine and check. Okay, value error is what we are getting. Okay, we are getting it from include simple JSON decoder from. So this comes from value error. So for now we can specify value error. Let's see other responses as well. Someone has used it, right? It's working for us. Try it again. Maybe this still not different. Okay, that's we are also okay. It's already importing it from JSON decoder. Let's try. Let's try this approach also. It will be helpful later if you are doing web scraping. Okay, not really short. Still the same error. So does it hit? Not much. Let's try value error. Okay, we are still getting the same error. So rather than using this JSON decoder, I'll probably prefer use exception if you are not very specific or clear with what sort of exception you are getting. So I just change it back to exception and try group. Look. Not working, but yeah, we can use the exception in this way. So this is how we can write a function to check if it's a valid JSON or not. Moving to the next question. Flatten JSON by one level. So the JSON file we have is this states we just gonna print the dictionary. So these in a form of dictionary rather than in a JSON form. So for that again I'm gonna import JSON and try to read the file first. Better I would reuse the code. And I'm not very good with these video recordings, but I'm trying my best because sometimes I forget even if I'm recording and just keep on searching over web and trying n number of ways to solve the code. Yeah. And also not very good with recording it, but yeah, slowly I'll improve. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, so this is how we are able to read it. Now I'll try to. Sorry, missed the point. Now I'll try to flatten it. Basically, I'll just remove the states index or like states key and then keep it and move it out of the list from this dictionary form. Okay, guys. So for now, I'm gonna flatten the list. Just print it. The in Python object what we have created, var 17. So for that, previously we have seen like how we can flatten a dictionary. I'll use the same way. I'll do it the same way. Use the keys and the values from. I'll just print the keys and the values. For now, I can just print the values. If I do that, I can see the list has been printed out. But for to go further into inside the list, what I can use is again a for loop for my keys and the values. I'll try to see if it what it prints first. Is it printing it in a form of? Okay, so I can see all the first comment. Okay, I can see all the elements and the items from my uh, the list which we got from our JSON file. So this is how we can print. Further, if you want to work with the dictionary, you can just simply use the keys and then print the values however you want to. And this way, it will be like in form of again key and value pairs, and then again we can print it based on that. I'll give it a shot. Try to see if it's a list object. Since it's reading it as a list, maybe inside the list we are getting it as a value. Probably it should be something like this is a dictionary. So if I try to see the keys first, okay, getting the list of keys. I also want to, or let's say I want the values only. Okay, so it's printing me or like printing all the values from the dictionary. Okay, so this is the list of again values, only values uh, from our JSON files, and then further if we want to read it or read a specific one, we can do it. So this is how you can flatten further and further on like next level, another level. So for now we have flattened for two levels, but if we had stopped at the first loop, it will just give it to the one level. Moving to the next question. Remove a key from nested JSON if it exists. The above keys and values, we can see that name is one of it, and let's say I don't want to print the area code. So what we can do is I have worked with delete function earlier, so I kind of try to use it again, and I'm copying all the code again, just reusing it, since like we already discussed all of these things and I have already worked on this. So I'll just try to reuse it for now. Okay, first I need to see if that item exists. If this item equal to, I'll just copy the country area codes, and if it's there, I'll just for now print true. If it doesn't exist, it should return as this. Okay. Probably I further need to convert this list into the dictionaries. That's how I can get out of it. So for that purpose, maybe I should use the enumerate it and then try to see if I'm getting the count and the item. So let's say if it's a specific count, content. Okay, this is our dictionary, but then inside the item dot. Oops, I want to remove the which means it doesn't exist. Else, it's better to see what else is getting. Else, print the correct word. It's not printing it out. I need to use the print. And now we want to remove that key. So to do that, delete from. No, we don't have to delete the item, but instead we want to delete that specific key. So maybe delete the value, probably. Let's try it out. and printer where 17. Okay. Okay, so this is the way how we can remove a key from a nested JSON if exists. So the first level of this JSON was we are having states. Inside states we have the area codes. So that's how I just reused the code where we were flattening it, and then later I just used the delete function because I have previously worked with delete. So this is the benefit if you go back and do a course, a small course, you will cover few things and then use those things, use those functions or tricks in the while solving a problem. So that's how I do it. Okay, next, convert um, dictionary into a key and a value form. Okay, we need to specify this is a key and this is a value. Again, I'll try to copy the JSON from there and use it. This is one level dictionary. Yeah, so for this question, we are gonna print inside a list of inside a list. This is the form how we need to print this dictionary. I think we can do it using from keys also. So something I have previously worked or like previously used was from key. I saw it somewhere. I'll try it out later. First, I want to try and try to work with print first. Keys equal to k. While in the same dictionary, I don't think so. In the same dictionary, we can use it. Say the same dictionary and just try to see value v. That how it's expecting. Okay. So keys is this and then value is this. Okay. That is pretty straightforward. Okay, next question. Merge two JSONs but value in list if duplicate keys. Okay, let's try to get two JSON. So if we say two JSON file, I'll duplicate this same file, states file. Another file I have one created already. Okay, so kind of new states is the one which is without the area code and then one is with the area code. What I'll do is I'll try to merge these two JSONs if there exist two duplicates keys there, which is probably the name and the abbreviation. I'll first read it. Better to reuse the code again. So one is where 20, just like our JSON, and then second one is inside the variable 21 probably. And now let's try to print both of it. Print it separately. Okay, and I can see like oh, I didn't change. It should be new underscore states. New states dot JSON. Probably I need to paste it. Okay, now we have both. One is without area code, one is with area code. So if we have duplicates, I'll just try to merge it. How we can merge anything? I'll go and check how to merge the dictionaries. Merging or concatenating 7 ways. Let's see what are the 7 ways we can do it. Operator. Okay, but if we have duplicates, then okay, if we have duplicates, it's gonna overwrite with the second one. We don't want to overwrite it with the second one. Item unpacking is that easy. Oh, so with the help of extend, we can do it. I'll just try. Instead, use extend and see. There is no object as extend. Probably it won't have to get into the another follow or basically key 1 comma key 2 in and I'll try to extend for key 1 to extend the values of j's key 2. tr has no object. Exactly it is saying. Let me first print. This name and abbreviation. I'm not in area code. Am I overwriting it somewhere else? Key 1 and then key 2. Can clearly see area codes and what I'm able to see. This the length is not same, that's why. Not what we want to do. Better to get keys out of it rather than. Okay, I'll go back and check again. Okay, so we need to have the same length. I'll first write new JSON. I'll just write it where I'm gonna delete the we have one new states and then instead of new state I'll just get a new states 2 and in this one I will read file 1 then this is file 2. I will try to dump it as for file 2. It's not file 2, first I need to get the file 2 object. So it will be json dot load into the file, load the file of file 1. Okay, and then I'm gonna delete. If I, okay, sorry, since I have deleted the area codes from it, I'll delete the abbreviation for now. Yes, just delete. Okay, it should be file 1. So okay, now we should have a file. Yeah, so it's new states 2. Okay, we can see the area codes, not the abbreviation anymore. I'll use now the new states 2. Okay, and no such error. Okay, because we don't have underscore 1. Okay, looks like now we have same level of dictionaries. I'll try to use extend now. So we have dictionaries, and then inside dictionary I'm using multiple for loop. I want to actually avoid that. Okay, so this is the code I after multiple iteration I just tried it out. So the problem with well I was trying to extend it is in the snapshot of this code, the values are already in the list form. Then I realized the values I am trying to fetch is in the rather in the string form, and we can't actually extend it. So what I try to do is I just merged like the two values, the value from the key and then the value from the key of second dictionary, which is like the J. So what I'm trying to do is using two for loops. First, in the first for loop, I'm just trying to read the dictionary, and from that dictionary, uh, from the just the list of those dictionary. So in this list of dictionary, I'm just trying to get the items and iterating from that. So like it's just trying to iterate from each of the list, and for each element inside that list, it is getting the key and the value. So the key from second list or the second dictionary list of dictionary um, is basically being validated inside the first one, and then I'm trying to fetch the key and then value. So that's instead of from this code snippet, like instead of having the values in the list form, I just try to make it in a list form rather than trying to extend it, because the requirement what we had is I can just ignore this one. This code I try to use to write a new JSON, deleting like one of it, and the requirement is merge two JSONs but values in list if duplicate keys. So definitely we had like duplicate keys for names. So if I try to print like the try to print the new one, because what is happening, it's whatever we are trying to write is getting overwritten for I, which is I is dictionary 1. So I'll just try to show how our dictionary 1 will look now. So this is how like the list of this dictionary is, and we can see the name is now like repeated twice because in both of these cases the name is getting repeated. And if I show you the second list, it will second dictionary, it will still be the same. I think I probably have overwritten it. Yeah, so the name is still the same, and then that's how it is everywhere because this is one is with the area codes. The second one is new states underscore JSON, like underscore 2 and JSON. So this is one with the name and then area codes. Okay. So now once we are able to get this in form of list, I'll now try to get it in the form of inside the JSON. So I just want to again write it in a new JSON. I'll just write. So what I need to do is with open, need to first a temp JSON maybe, and dot JSON file with the right function as file temp, and then this file temp gonna be dumped or like will be used as dumps, and the data will be dictionary 1. Oh, our file reference is fp, which is like fp is a file placeholder, I believe, what we call fp, and then indent I'll definitely use equal to 1 or 2 for now. I'll try to write okay has no dumps. Oops, again sorry, I need to use JSON. And dumps take one position argument, two are giving, one keyword or two given. Okay, so I think we don't need the, I don't think so that's the code. Let me see. Indent, yeah, it does have actually, and I always prefer to check a example. So usually they do have an example. I don't see an example in this case. Dump, yeah, we definitely need to writing this diff, then dictionary 1 is what I need to put checklist here. JSON dot dump takes one position but two are given. Okay, let me try it out what is exactly happening. Okay, I believe, I remember that's not how I was writing above. Yeah, JSON dump. Okay, now I'll just try to see if temp JSON is working fine or not. We have temp JSON. Let's see. Okay, didn't print it out anything. Yeah, because okay, so we are not dumping inside a file. So it should make sense now. File temp. Now we'll see and then try to, yeah, okay. So we can see like the name is repeated and then we have area code and we have abbreviation as well. So this is how we can have like merged JSON. If we have duplicate keys, it definitely gonna be in a form of list. So I try to get it in a list. If you further want to get it, maybe enumerate and then get the value, maybe that can also work. But completely up to you if you want to do more experiment with it. So for this video, that's it guys. We'll see in next video. Today we have covered 5 questions. I probably hope slowly we'll be able to cover more and more questions.